beautiful bastard. No, I'm just kidding. If you know, you know, but no. Anyway, so today we're going to do a little something different, which is talking about the brand spanking new album, From Zero, by the band Linkin Park. From Zero is Linkin Park's 8th studio album, released on November 15th, 2024, marking their first major project since the tragic passing of lead vocalist Chester Bennington in 2017. This album introduces Emily Armstrong, formerly of the band Dead Sarah, as the new lead singer, and Colin Britton as the drummer, following Rob Borden's departure in 2018. I'm really not even a big Linkin Park fan. There's a lot of tracks from the old Linkin Park, I guess we'll say, that I really do like. And also, as an adult, I'm just like, God damn, that dude was going through some shit. Chester, speaking of. Amazing vocalist. I'm bummed I never got to see Linkin Park with Chester live, but, it is what it is, unfortunately. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this album, because I actually think it's probably, I'm going to go on record and say it's probably maybe one of the best albums of 2024, which, pending the type of music you listen to, slim pickings, I don't know. But to me, it's like a backhanded compliment, and I don't mean it that way whatsoever. But I was flirting with do I talk about a video? Do I do that for this? But I was like, you know what? Let me spend a week with the record. Sometimes I get out of listening to something or get out of watching something. I'm like, that was trash. And then 2 weeks later, I'm like, this was amazing. That's how everybody's going to be and 5 years later, they're just like, Babylon is one of the best movies that have come out in the past 10 years. That's right. I said that one too. Anywho, but I'm not a big Linkin Park fan, but I've been stuck I've literally, not exaggerating, been listening to this record on loop for the past week. I've been writing screenplays, listening to this album, and once it ends, looping it right over. And I think it's mainly because the record's so in and out. It's 30 minutes long, got 11 tracks. One of those tracks is the intro, which is 8 seconds long. I think this is one of the best comeback records that I have personally ever heard with a new member. So let's dive into it. After a 7-year hiatus, Linkin Park announced their return on September 5th, 2024, unveiling plans for a new album and world tour. The inclusion of Emily Armstrong brought a fresh dynamic to the band's sound, blending her powerful vocals with Mike Shinoda's signature style. The album's title, From Zero, pays homage to the band's original name, Zero, symbolizing a return to their roots while embarking on a new chapter. I think that this is very smart. And a lot of people, they're pissed. A lot of people are like, this isn't Linkin Park, this isn't Chester. Of course it's not Chester. He passed away. What are you gonna do? When you're in a band and the singer goes, it's damn near impossible to replace that person. However, there's ways to go about it, and I personally think that Emily Armstrong is best person for this role because her cadence and the screaming is very similar to Chester's, but it's also her own. I've even listened to people online, they're posting AI versions with Chester singing and stuff, and it's I could see it, and you kind of get in that world. You could hear his voice in there, but it's not. It's a whole different thing, people. If you like it, that's great, but if you want to just listen to new music in a new form, to a degree, then this is it. The record, has a lot of great OG Linkin Park sounds to it. But let's talk some more about it. From Zero showcases a fusion of Linkin Park's classic nu metal elements with contemporary influences. The album explores the themes of rebirth, resilience, and the complexities of moving forward after loss. Tracks like The Emptiness Machine and Heavy is the Crown highlight the interplay between Armstrong's dynamic vocals and Shinoda's earnest raps, delivering a punchy and precise sound. There's 11 tracks, as I've said, and there's an intro, The Emptiness Machine, Cut the Bridge, Heavy is the Crown, Over Each Other, Casualty, Overflow, Two-Faced, Stained, IGYEIH, which is I Gave You Everything I Had. I think that's what that stands for. and Good Things Go. The Emptiness Machine, when I heard that as a single, I was like, I'm on board. This is great. This is a great comeback song. Hell yeah. Emptiness Machine, Cut the Bridge, Heavy is the Crown, which was their second single. Another one, I was like, once I heard it, I was like, I'm here for it. Let's go. I didn't really care for the Over Each Other song. That's actually maybe the only song on this entire record that feels like it's separate thing. It's their ballady type song, but I'm just I don't need it. Don't give me a ballad. But it's not even a bad song. I'm not skipping it, but maybe later on I'll wind up skipping that song and just getting to Casualty, which I think is maybe one of Linkin Park's heavier songs. Even Mike Shinoda's not screaming, but he's growl singing and stuff. I'm like, whoa, okay, this is totally different. And it worked. It totally worked. I would say that the Emptiness Machine, Cut the Bridge, Heavy is the Crown, Casualty, Overflow, and Two-Face, those are probably my favorite tracks off the record. Cut the Bridge, the progression in the chorus when the tambourine comes in slaps. And then songs like Heavy is the Crown, like that song just punches. The song punches when it kicks into the chorus. Like great gym material, I'm gonna assume next time I'm at the gym. And songs like The Emptiness Machine, it's such a powerful song. I'm not one to dissect lyrics, but I think this song, the lyrics will kind of unravel a lot of personal things. The day before the record came out, and Linkin Park announced a world tour for next year, and I am so excited, but I also laughed my ass off because the comment section was just hilarious. So Linkin Park is doing this world tour, and they're doing different bands in different cities and countries and whatnot. Queens of the Stone Age is opening up for them in Los Angeles. I'm like, tickets sold, let's go. I just love me some Queens of the Stone Age. Comment section was hilarious. They're like, is this an error? Is this wrong? Why is Queens of the Stone Age opening up for Linkin Park? Whatever, you know what I mean? And it's just like a one-off too, so it's just kind of like more of like an honorary thing, if anything. But anyway, so there's not much rare trivia on this album because everything's pretty much in the public that is going on with this record, but let's talk about it. Emily Armstrong's addition to the band has been a focal point with discussions about her vocal style and how it complements Linkin Park's established sound. So speaking of Emily Armstrong, there's been this whole thing online because she was like a supporter of Danny Master, the guy from like That 70 Show. But there's the whole debate that she was like supporting him and all this stuff. So online, there's a shit ton of like controversy. And then she like later on like, you know, backstepped from that, which is smart. But their whole background that she comes from Scientology and all this shit, blah, 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 blah. I try my hardest to just completely ignore an artist's personal life. Unfortunately, we are in a time where everybody's posting on social media. Like, imagine if Kurt Cobain had like Instagram, like that'd be the worst thing on the planet. But these bands or these artists or filmmakers or anything like that who don't have social media and just continue to stay mysterious is awesome. So I really try to block out their personal life, whether they're a shitty person or an awesome person. It sucks. It's a tough line. Like, where's the line that we cross and what don't cross and whatnot? But anyway, so I think personally, Emily Armstrong is a great addition to the band. I think that the drummer that they have now, no offense to the original drummer, but I think the drummer that they have now makes the band, like, I don't think a song like Casualty would ever exist with the old drummer. I think that there's a whole new layer that's brought into the band, a much heavier layer, but also with this pop sound that's still in there, and I'm totally here for it. The title From Zero reflects a nod to the band's original name, Zero, symbolizing a fresh start and honoring their beginnings. As said, you know, apparently, yeah, I mean, that's what the whole intro of the record is, which I don't know if it's a kid or whoever it is, but they're just like, oh, why From Zero? And then like there's like a long pause, and then it's just like, oh, because I was like the first, and it just immediately cuts off. This album was made for me because I love hard cuts, and there's just a hard cut in the middle of the sentence and it just goes into the song. That being said, that's it. I wanted to spend a week with this record and kind of talk about it because Linkin Park isn't a band that I'm just like gotta throw on and listen to on a hot Tuesday, but I do respect the band with the original lineup, and I do really like this new album From Zero from Linkin Park. It is available now on all streaming platforms, vinyl, all that stuff, yada yada. Have a fun, have at it.